What's up, guys? My name is Dwayne Sherrill, and this is My Wife as a Board Gamer, a show about my love for my wife, my love for board games, and what I'm doing to bring the two together. Now, as I said before, when introducing my wife to a board game, I have to be aware of her likes and her dislikes. And one of the things I know that she likes is historical church buildings. Whenever we're driving down the street and we pass one, she's always commenting on how beautiful they are and how much she would like to go inside and take a tour. So when I came across this game a couple years ago, I was like, oh, this is a must buy. I think she's really going to enjoy this. This game is called Sagrada. It is an abstract puzzle game where players are building stained glass windows using colorful dice. We're taking the dice and rolling them and then drafting them, and then we're placing it on our player board in a specific order. But instead of me just telling you about it, why don't I take you to the table and show you how it goes? So each player would get one of these player boards, and it would get a random pattern like this one that they would take and slide it into the player board. Now, if you notice, there's these dots at the bottom of the pattern, and that dictates the difficulty of your pattern. So also for those circles, you will get a number of these tokens, which I'll explain what these do in a moment. Each player will also get a private objective card. So for this one, you usually keep it face down, but I'll put it up. And for every purple die, you will score off the pips. So every time you put a purple die in this, it will score you more points. There are also public objective cards to help you get points. So for like this one, as you can see, for every horizontal line with different color, you will get 6 points. This one, for each set of 5 pip and 6 pip die, you will get 2 points. Okay? So on a player's turn, we will roll a number of dice per player. So we're doing this as a 2-player setup. So each person gets 2 die plus 1. So we will roll the die, and whoever the active player is will pick one of these die to choose to place on their board. So let's say, being that I know I'm going after purple, I will go for this die. And then the next player will choose a die, and let's say they go for this one. And then that same player, because the draft is in a snake, so it wraps around. First player gets 1, second player gets 2, and then it comes back to the first player to get his last one. And let's say they go for this one. No, they can't go for that one, and I'll explain that. And they go for this one, and then the first player will go for this one. And then there's 1 die left. And that die is placed on the round tracker. So, of course, the game lasts 10 rounds. And so this die would go right here, representing that we've done the first round. So when a person chooses their die, they have to place it onto their board. Now, if it is the first die that you're placing, you have to start around the edges. So let's say I take this die and I put it here, where that purple is. Okay? Now, where there's colors, only that colored die can go there. Where there's pips, only that number of pip die can go there. So only a 6 can go here, a 4 can go here. So let's say I put this purple die here. Okay, so now every other die that I get has to go adjacent. It could be next to this first die. So it could be here, 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 or here. Now, the challenge is, let's say I put this die, let's say this was a 4. Okay? So now the thing is, you cannot place the same color die adjacent. Diagonal you can, but adjacent, I cannot put another 4 die, or I cannot put a purple 6 here, or another purple die, or purple here. So, but every other die that I place has to be next to a previously placed die. So I can, let's say for some odd reason, I put this here as a 4. And this was a 4 red die. Now, I can't place that here because that's a 4. I can't place this red die here. I mean, I can. If this was a red die, I couldn't place a red die here. I can place it diagonally, though. Okay? And so every other die I place has to be next to a previously placed die. So in the 10 rounds, we're trying to fill up our whole thing. Okay, so let's say this is where I'm at after 5 rounds, halfway through the game. And I just selected this die here. Now, this is a green 1. Only greens can go here. But if you can see, I have a yellow 1 right there. So I can't really place that here. But this was the only die I could select. Now, of course, maybe I can go down here, but I'm trying to take advantage of me having a green die. So that's where these tokens come in. So there are special powers that are selected at the beginning of the game, random. So there are like 2 or 3 of them. So this special power says, if I spend one of these tokens, okay, they usually cost 2. But if you're the first person to take advantage of this power, you only put 1 token there. And what this allows me to do is after drafting a die, I could flip it to its other side. So on the other side of this is the green 6. So now I can place that green 6 right there. So let's say this is how my board looks at the end of the game. Now, I ended up having dice left over because I had ended up with a purple die, which was the only thing I could select. And I can't put a purple die here or a 3 here. And I can't put a purple die here. Same with this red die. I can't have that 2 match in there. And there's 2 2s over there. And I can't put a red die here. So, how I end up scoring, I would check, first of all, if I got any of my public bonuses. So for every set of 5 and 6, so here's one set here, here's one set here, I would get 2 points. For every horizontal row that has different colors in it, which I don't have, I played poorly. Didn't get any points for that. For each purple die, I would count the number of pips. So there's 5, there's 10, there's a 4, and there's a 2. So that's 16 there. And then also I will get points for any of these left over that I did not use. I will also lose points for any empty spots. And that's how you score your points. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. And that is a quick overview of Sagrada. As you can see, it is a very beautiful and elegant game. My wife really enjoys it. She says it's one of her favorites. Whenever I ask her if she wants to play, she's always up for it. It can play 1 to 4 players. Gameplay lasts about 30 to 45 minutes. It's for ages 13 and up, and it's published by Floodgate games. You can pretty much find this game at Target or your local board game store. You can also order it online at Miniature Market or Cool Stuff Inc. Or you can check out Amazon. I checked Miniature Market for its current price, and it's going for $29.99. So it is very accessible game for new board gamers. So thank you for watching. As I said, my name is Dwayne Sherrill, and this has been My Wife as a Board Gamer.